the South, Arlington and San Antonio will be Houston's opponent.
There's an update.
Obviously, Seattle and St. Louis teeing it up tomorrow for the right to see who's going to be that team that faces off against D.C.
Bell Harris takes his punt at the 10. Cuts upfield. Stays on his feet to the 30. Fantastic return by Harris. Houston looking for some momentum from defense and special teams. You mentioned that St. Louis-Seattle game tomorrow at 3. Week 9 of the league continues tonight. Guardians are in the Alamo Dome to take on San Antonio. That's on ESPN2. Arlington travels to D.C. tomorrow. That game noon on ESPN, followed by Seattle and St. Louis, also on ESPN, and every game available on the ESPN app. What's going on at quarterback for St. Louis?
Going to be interesting.
Brandon Silvers has all day. There is a flag down. A great one-hand gather by Ben Putnam.
Did you see where the flag?
Not 7 on the line. 64 is too deep.
Talking about the left guard,
Illegal formation, not enough players on the line of scrimmage. Offense, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Cole, you played offensive line in the SEC. That seems pretty simple.
A lot of times it is, but when you're trying to switch it up and you've got elite pass rushers like you do in this game, you're just trying to alter things, change things a little bit. It can get confusing. So it's one of the things we've seen is inconsistency along the offensive lines in this league. It's gotten a little bit better, but still shows up time to time.
Got to be versatile. Snyder came in as a left guard. Sage Doxtator is out, so he's bumped out to tackle.
Go.
Silvers, whoa, huge hit.
And if you see Owens, he's trying to help out that right tackle working against pt1. And then he's kind of got that bang middle of the field. They were all over it.
Silvers letting it go down the sideline. And it's knocked away at the last second, taken out of Burnett's hands by Jamar Summers. Fantastic recovery by Summers.
Man, it looked like it was going to be an unbelievable catch for Burnett. He had it for a moment, but Summers stayed with it all the way through and dislodges it as they're going to the ground. An interesting situation here. Vegas with only one timeout. Of course, they get the ball back. They could run their own 2-minute operation, but it'll be interesting to see if
low check swing, watch shallow.
It sounds like they're going to go with something pretty high percentage here to try to keep that clock rolling.
3-man rush and a hair behind Garrett Owens. That's a near catch by Burnett a moment ago. Would have been his first of the game. He already has a drop, and he came in as one of the league's best receivers. 4th in the league in targets. Meanwhile, it's a second straight 3-and-out for Houston.
The offense continues to struggle. This time, ball thrown a little behind Owens. Can't reel it in. So far, whether it's the protection or the inability to reel in some difficult catches, just not a lot going so far for the Roughnecks.
Second punt for Race Porter. Former all-conference punter in the Pac-12 for Washington. Matthew Sexton to receive. Pushed back to the 18. And Sexton thrown down before he could get to the 30, and they're going to get a horse collar on that from Drew Lewis.
See right here, does look. So you get that hand up around the collar. Looks like it was close.
Receiving team a hold and a horse collar tap. No, offense, kicking team. Right? We have a hold on the receiving team and the
during
horse
the kick.
collar.
Horse collar was on the kicking team. Sorry.
Yes. So we got a hold on the receiving team during the kick.
Yep.
And we've got a double after. So we're gonna go from where B's foul would be enforced from. So we're gonna go end of the kick.
What's the number on the horse?
27 on the horse collar.
at the end of the play.
So, Dean, where are we going to put it?
19.
Double
19.
after, doesn't that go to the end of the kick?
Goes 19, yeah, end of the kick.
End of the kick. Yeah. There are fouls by both teams. Holding receiving team number 28. Personal foul, horse collar tackle, kicking team number 27. It's the receiving team's ball at the end of the kick, first down.
Correct. The 19-yard line.
Dean, as we look at this, when you would have a play on both sides, why is it, you said double after, can you explain what that term means and why there is a 10-yard penalty from the end of the run?
So a double after means both fouls occurred after the change of possession. And when that happens, the ball is placed at where the receiving team's foul would have been enforced from, which is the end of the kick. So there's no yardage penalty assessed. The ball is just placed at the end of the kick because that's the enforcement.
And what about the horse collar? Would there be no penalty in regards to the horse collar?
By both teams, right? So it's almost like an offset at the spot where the receiving team's foul would have been enforced from. That's the rule.
Okay.
Appreciate it, Dean. Jalen McClendon is able to find Lovett out of the backfield. He's got open space and takes it out to the 46-yard line. Vegas has one timeout remaining. 44 seconds left in the half.
Of course, under 2 minutes, the ball will stop to set the change, similar to the college timing rule. Great job identifying a one-on-one with your running back against a safety that's inverting weak side. Really good matchup and a ton of space there for them to work offensively. Vegas, a little surprised that they decided to take a timeout right here. You would love to have that one in your hip pocket in case of a sack or in case of a lost yardage play. And then in an end of half situation, you'd love to keep that timeout for the kicker. So I don't necessarily agree with calling it with 44 seconds left. It seems a little early for me.
You got the screen over there.
You feel like they could have either spiked it or had a play to run?
Yeah, I think that's what I would have done. You could have gone up. You have plenty of time. Of touchdowns unlikely, so I would have gone up and tried to call it off at the play. If you sacrifice 5 or 6 seconds, it's not the end of the world. You're 25 yards away from potentially attempting a field goal.
Setting up the screen. Geronimo Allison takes it past midfield, and there's a flag down.
Jalen McClendon just took a huge hit there at the end of the play.
Hold the box. Go back box. Go back box.
Who recovered the ball? Who recovered the ball? I've got clear fumble. I've got a fumble upstairs. Okay.
The ruling on the field is a completed catch. Personal foul. Roughing the passer with body weight. Defense. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
And here's the hit that's applied to Jalen McClendon there. As you see the defender, number 57, Charles Wiley, takes all of his body weight and lands on the quarterback. You have to at least make an attempt to roll as you're going to the ground. He did not, and the official dropped the flag. And now the big key for Jalen McClendon and the Vipers offense, they cannot take a sack.
Reset the game clock to 36 seconds. 36,
when you get
please.
to this part of the field, you're anticipating pressure defensively for them to try to knock you out of field goal range. So you as a quarterback, the clock has to speed up internally, knowing the ball has to get out, because any lost yardage puts your field goal attempt into jeopardy.
McClendon pressured, got out of it, and now he's got room to rumble. And McClendon slides down inside the 20, 29 seconds left.
You got tons of time. Don't clock it. Get the offense lined up and call a play. You got a defensive player that's hurt as well.
Yeah, that's going to buy him some time. It should be noted, field goal kicking has been an adventure for Vegas this season. They're on their second kicker. They're last in the league, just 7 for 15 on field goals.
Another great job by McClendon, feeling that edge pressure, stepping up, and somehow finding a way to get through it. It looked like he was going to be dropped by Chauncey Rivers, who was coming off the right-hand side. He somehow finds a way to get out of it, and again, makes a great play for Vegas offensively.
Coaches can challenge anything in the XFL.
So are we behind the line of scrimmage? Okay, so that number.
It's the second timeout or not?
Yeah, we're gonna make it holding, so we're not charging them another timeout. It was a hold, and we're behind the line of scrimmage.